Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca, and in this video I'm going to make a pause art challenge for Sam Does Art. So a few weeks ago, I was waking up on a Saturday morning. To help myself wake up, I decided to go to YouTube to see what videos were in my subscription box. And I saw this video, and for some reason when I saw the thumbnail, I had the feeling in my gut that Sam did my pause art challenge. I nervously started watching the video, and was both excited and scared that Sam was doing my pause art challenge. And let's just say he wasn't a big fan of it.
Not again, man.
Oh, I hate my life right now. Bro, I tried so hard, and you give me green. Love to draw manga. You're officially in my bad books now. Don't like you. Purple.
I apologized for making Sam suffer, and he accepted my apology. Everything was good, and I didn't think too much about it. However, a person replied to a comment that I had left on one of Lavender Town's videos, and it said, "Oh hey, you're the person who made Sam Does Art draw a furry." And that was the final straw. I do not want to be known as the artist that made Sam Does Art draw furries. I don't want that to be my legacy. Now, I know Sam said he would not do any more pause art challenges,
I'm never doing this again.
but I hope he will consider doing this one that I make for him to help clear my name so I can no longer be the artist that made him draw furries. So let's jump into it. For the first pause art challenge, I let the user pick the gender. I also gave different body type options as well as height options. Sam seemed to find the height option kind of silly. I included height because if you're making an OC, you want to know how tall they are. But anyways, for this one, I am only having there be female characters since Sam seems to prefer drawing girls. Plus, having there only be girls makes things simpler for me when it comes to outfits and hairstyles. For the skin colors, I'm only having there be natural skin colors. In the first pause art challenge, I included fantasy colors like blue and green, but to make things safer, we are going with a range of natural skin tones. I did still include the vitiligo option since it is natural and provides another option. Next was the eye shapes. First we have the kind of standard round or almond kind of shape. Then I went with an upward turned eye for a more sassy look, a downturned pointed eye shape for a more peaceful look, an eye shape that is very flat on top and round on the bottom for a moody look, and lastly what I call the Fluttershy eye shape for a shy look. Next was the eye colors. Like I did for the skin, I'm going to use more natural colors. When I was looking through Sam's art for inspiration for this, I noticed that when he draws characters for his personal work, he mostly draws characters with natural eye and hair colors. There are a few exceptions, but not many. Like his character Kara has white hair, and white hair isn't super natural for a young person to have, but it falls into the more natural color category that I'm sticking with. Oh, I did also include heterochromia options, since once again, it provides more options. Plus, I'm a sucker for characters of two eye colors. But surprisingly, I only have one character with this trait because I also find it a bit cliche. Next was outfits. They're all based off of outfits that I found on Pinterest. I wanted to try to have a range of clothing items as well as different styles, but I wanted all of them to also feel kind of trendy and fashionable. For the first pause art challenge, I did include a lot of weird and wacky options, and it was possible to end up with some pretty odd characters, but that was kind of the point. I wanted people to end up with very unique and different characters or challenging characters that pushed people outside of their norm. Somehow when I did the challenge, I feel like I got a pretty safe character. I somehow avoided all the animal options. But also somehow Sam got those for both of his attempts. Also, I just want to make sure it's clear to all of you that Sam's video and what he says is all in good fun, so don't leave any mean comments or feel like you have to defend me or anything. I was feeling a lot of, I suppose, embarrassment while watching the video because it was like, oh no, a super amazing artist is doing my silly little challenge. Plus, he was not getting options that he likes. But I also laughed a ton while watching the video. I also told my husband and my sister about the video, and they also found it very amusing. Oh, and I know I'm making this challenge for Sam, but I am going to post it on my channel as a short, and anyone can attempt it. If you do participate in the challenge, you can share your art with the hashtag L2DM_pause. I'm going to have a link to the unlisted short in the description, and I'll make it go public probably about 24 hours after this video is posted. And I'm not able to feature everyone, but I thought I'd show you some of the art from the last Pause Art challenge that some of you made. I have so much fun seeing what kinds of characters you get and seeing how you draw them. Sometimes I see the options you all get and I'm like, how will they make that work? But you are super creative and make the different elements come together, and it's really cool. So as you can see, I'm making different color palettes for the clothes, the same way I did for the last challenge. However, after I made the color palettes, I was taking a break and laying in bed. And as I was thinking, I thought it might be better to assign colors to the outfits directly. That way I can have the clothes have color palettes that match their look. But also some outfits need more colors and others need less colors. So this also kind of helps balance that out. So for each outfit, I made there be 2 color options. I kind of try to have the 2 options be contrasting in some way, but still fitting with the feeling of the outfit. I do slightly question if I should have added more options, but I only had so much time to work on this, so I called it good. Also, I'm not sure what happened, but for some reason I don't have any footage for this portion. But lastly, I added different options like freckles, glasses, piercings, as well as different makeup options like a bold lip or bold eyeshadow. So after I had drawn all the options, I had to save them all as their own images. I then brought all of those into my video editing software. I have the options play super quickly, and just like last time, I added a time bar on the top so you know when the options will switch. I added this because not knowing when the video will switch to a new category always makes me nervous. Okay, so now the second Pause Art challenge is done. I of course want to test it out for myself, so let's see what I get. Also, I'm doing this on my PC, so things might look kind of janky. But for the skin tone, I got this color. For the eyes, I ended up with this moody shape. For the hair, I got the sleek bob. For the eyes, I got light blue. I really love this color. Now, to be honest, the hair color I got made me nervous because I was pretty sure it is similar to the value of the skin I got, but I felt like I could make it work. I feel like the outfit I got doesn't quite match all the other options I got for the character, so it'll be interesting trying to make them work together. And for other, I got piercings. So let's see what I can do with this. For this character's demeanor, or the way she carries herself, I wanted her to seem cool and like she kind of has an attitude. For her pose, her shoulders and hips are going to be going at opposing angles, and one of her hands will be on her hip. She will also have her head turned and she's looking away from us. In my head, she is waiting at like a stoplight or something, and she is on her way to a job interview. So that's why her clothes are more put together and fancy, even though her overall vibe is kind of more casual. I decided to name her Brooke. Maybe she's from Brooklyn. I don't know, she kind of just gives city girl vibes to me. Oh, also, something I wanted to let you all know is that I may not post a video on October 26th, but I may do a live stream on the 25th. In this video I posted a while back, I talked about how I wanted to have a float week where I don't post a video, but I would live stream instead. This float week would allow me to catch up on other work. However, my plans for having this float week were thrown off because of my hospital stay and blood clot. However, I feel like things are a bit more on track now, so we can possibly go back to that plan. I am both excited and nervous to live stream. I'm thinking for my first stream, I may skip using my Live 2D model, just to make things a bit more simpler on myself. I feel like things will already feel very complicated or overwhelming, and adding in the Live 2D model just feels like a lot, so I may not use it the first time. Also, the stream might be relatively short. I might only do like a little over an hour. With the blood clot in my leg, I'm not supposed to sit for too long, and I could take breaks to like stand up and stretch and stuff. But I also feel like for my first stream, it might be better to keep it kind of short. If I do end up going through with this plan, I'll make a post on my community tab to let you all know. So keep your eye on the channel, or you can turn on all notifications, and I think YouTube will let you know when I make a post. However, notifications don't always go through. So yeah, just keep an eye out on the channel for posts. The stream will most likely be Friday the 25th, probably kind of in the evening. And if you're not able to make it to the stream, I will have the stream available as a video on my channel, so you can still watch it later even if you don't make it to the stream. I will probably just be doodling or possibly working on my webcomic if I have a not spoilery page that I can work on. And I guess here's your weekly update on how my leg is doing. Like I mentioned a bit ago, I was diagnosed with a large blood clot in my leg, and I've been recovering from that, and I also have some other medical things going on. But things have been good, still slowly getting better. I no longer limp when I go up the stairs, and I can go up and down them fairly normally now. I no longer feel like an old lady when I use the stairs. I still don't last very long while shopping. I was able to do about a full lap around Target the last time my husband and I went, but I felt like I needed to elevate my leg once we were in the car. I've also been having a lot of hospital appointments, and don't get me wrong, I'm thankful that I can get the care that I need and that I'm in good hands. However, it does cut into work and stuff, so yeah, a lot of hospital appointments. Also, random tangent, but I got these pumpkin spice scones from Target and they are so yummy. I really love scones. They are like fluffy cookies and they are so yummy. And these ones are really good. The flavor is really subtle, which I like. It's not overpowering. I was going to get Pop-Tarts, but then as I was waiting for my husband to use the bathroom, I saw the scones and I got those as my special treat instead. But yeah, I'm slowly making progress and still taking the blood thinner injections, which aren't fun, but things are still going in a positive direction. We are now on to me filling in the base colors, and I was correct that the hair and skin are very close in value. In fact, they are exactly the same. So I decided to slightly tweak the values. I made the hair just a bit lighter, that way we have a little bit more contrast. Oh, also, I didn't go super bold with the piercings. I put a small one on her nose, and I also have one in her ear. I kind of tried to draw the hair in a way that lets us see that her ear is pierced. I figured I'd go kind of minimal since in my head she's going to a job interview. After I filled in the base colors, I started to add some cell shading to establish the shadows. Overall, I'm actually pretty pleased with the colors I got for this. I like the pop of the light reddish hair color, and the color complements the eyes very well. By deciding to have this challenge use more natural colors, I feel like it'll be easier to get colors that don't totally conflict with one another, since the colors overall are more neutral. We shouldn't end up with a furry Joker situation of bright green and purples. Once I added the cell shading, I started to go to my different color layers and adding more detailed shading to each section. Like for the skin, I went in with some softer warm colors to liven up the face. And I am adding some highlights to define the form a bit more. I decided for this picture that the light source is mostly coming from above. One of my favorite parts was shading the hair. Since the haircut is more sleek in shape, I want to make the hair look very shiny. So I added a variety of shadows as well as highlights. For the highlights, I added warm ones as well as cooler ones that kind of suggest the hair is almost reflecting the ambient light. I don't know if it really makes sense, but it makes the hair look really shiny, and that's what matters. For the shirt, I just went around with the blending tool to further refine and blend out the shading I had applied earlier. I always find blending out clothing folds really satisfying for some reason. It's just fun to see the forms come more together. Then to help further push the form of the shirt and character, I added shadow all over the shirt and erased the shadow where I didn't want it. I'll lower the opacity on this a lot since it's not really meant to be like a cast shadow. It's more of just a form shadow that helps things look less flat. Overall, I had a ton of fun drawing this character. I did get very different options that I would usually never really put together, but I feel like that's what makes this character feel unique. I didn't lean into certain things that I usually pair together or certain colors that I usually put together, and I think that's what makes pause art challenges interesting. You can get options that you would never really usually put together yourself. It was great making another pause art challenge, and I really hope that Sam does end up doing this. Please, Sam, I don't want to be known as the artist that made you draw furries. Please redeem me. Also, like I mentioned, I'll have a link to the unlisted short in the description, and it will go public about 24 hours after this video goes up. If you decide you want to give this pause art challenge a try, you can use the hashtag L2DMPause to share your result. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, it will probably actually be closer to like 36 hours. Because I'll probably post the short right when I wake up, but I don't wake up till the afternoon. So yeah. I'm overall very pleased with how my character turned out, and I hope you like it as well. Before we end, I want to thank my super awesome YouTube members and Patreon patrons for their support. It means so much to me. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next week in my next video. Bye!